Good morning, humanity. It's October 12th, 2020. And again, it's one of the most favorite parts of your week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everybody. My name's Paul.
Good morning. This is Bev.
Hello, Bev.
Hello, Paul.
From way on, for those who don't know, Bev's in Oregon and I'm in Tucson, Arizona. We're different parts of the planet.
Yep,
Same time zone, only for another week or two, yeah?
I know. Well,
Okay.
November 1st.
Oh,
November 1st.
few weeks. All
Yep,
right.
yep.
Okay, folks, we as you can see here, we're going to talk about to be or not to be.
Ooh, what a question.
We thought since we're not really sure who listens to these programs, for the next 154 weeks, we'll just do a Shakespeare sonnet. And then we'll say any questions, and if there's no questions, we'll just phase on out. But really, we're gonna use that part of the sonnet, and we thought we would read the first few sentences as we move into how does biotouch relate to that quote. And so Shakespeare said, "To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them."
Well, isn't that what we're doing down here?
Right, taking up arms against a sea of troubles.
Oh, we've got a sea of trouble happening on the planet, don't we?
That's right. And so we have at every moment of every day, of every newscast, of every political advertisement, a choice to make to be
Yeah.
or not to be.
Boy,
And
isn't that the truth?
right. And biotouch to us is a way to bring us into just being, just be. It's really quite simple, but we're going to try and talk about it for 15 minutes.
You first.
Well, we can always start with our manual. Okay, so Bev's going to read us from the preface of our manual because it
Okay.
talks about it right there, this being, okay, this thing that we all possess. It's not something you have to go get. You don't have to sit in a meditation. You don't have to do any gyrations because it's here right now, not tomorrow, not in the past, right now. And so here's a little sentence from our preface in our manual.
Yes, indeed. And here it is. With a simple intent to help one's fellow human beings in proper instruction, assistance may be initiated by any individual. No special talent is required to be effective. Everyone, because of their inherent love and compassion for those who are suffering, can perform these methods without limitation. Well,
Boom.
that's a good word, limitation, isn't it? Because you can't be all you can be if you're living in limitation. And that's one of the things that being here, being a part of this great group called humanity, we've that's kind of in our DNA. We operate under limitation, and actually it's just the opposite.
Right.
So in that dreaming state that Shakespeare talks about, that's what happens.
Right.
So, it's time to awaken, is what all of this is about. Because, Paul and I have always said, and in those CP classes that he originated, one of the great things about crisis is the opportunity that it presents to us to help break down those limitations. So,
Right.
what if we are to be? Well, you can't be in that mode of mindfulness and consciousness and self-awareness when you are thinking in terms of being limited. And this is one of the
Right.
great gifts of biotouch, right?
It's
We always
limitless.
talk about that
Yes.
self-awareness, right?
Yes.
It offers us all of these opportunities for the possibilities.
And that's what I like about that reading too, that inherent love. Anyone who has an inherent love for the suffering of humanity. Well, you know something? That's inherent in all of us. You don't go get that. If you were
Right.
born into humanity, you have that inherent desire to help. And BioTouch gives you that opportunity to do something about it. I mean, and it doesn't have to cost us anything, and it doesn't have to take a special religion or a particular belief system. It's limitless. It really works for everybody in every situation, and it doesn't take a having to focus yourself or be an all kind, loving person. It's like I've always said, you can be a jerk and do BioTouch, and I have proven that one. Okay, you don't have to go on to that one. No
You
agreement,
open that
no
door.
agreements necessary here. But
Sign an agreement that you.
right,
Well, and here's the thing, and we're told that we're all created equally.
right,
We're all created equal.
yeah,
That's a given. What changes that whole thing is in the choices that we make in our lives. And when you have BioTouch presented to you, what begins to happen is you become aware of that truth, and then you can actually embrace all of those possibilities to claim that birthright. So we started talking about this word called affluency, right?
yeah.
And what do you say? Affluency is affluency when you give it
Give it
away.
away. Yep.
And we're starting to think and we're being forced to think of being affluent and wealthy in a whole different way. And you and I have said many times, the new wealth is health.
Yeah.
That until you claim that and you're able to work in that health, which is not just about the physical body, all those other beautiful parts of ourselves. It's affluency is collaboration, cooperation, working on behalf of the betterment of the group of humanity. This is affluent.
So I came upon that idea again. Somebody had posted on Facebook about, oh, what did people feel about that, income for all idea, and it just dawned on me again. Affluency is affluency when we give it away. There are certain of us who have been graced with the opportunity of not having, as Shakespeare talks about here, have to suffer on certain levels of health and wealth.
Right.
We have a strong constitution, and it really becomes our responsibility to pass that on. And BioTouch, to me, the reason I got involved in BioTouch was the opportunity to pass that on to everyone. I don't own it. Bev doesn't own it. You don't own it. There are no masters. There are no people you have to go pay hundreds and thousands of dollars to. It's the affluency that we all possess, and then pass it on to somebody else. You just
Right.
learn a few sets of points and go show somebody how to do it. That's an incredible thought system nowadays.
Yeah, it really is. It's an incredible gift for all of us to be, to have in our lives, that at any moment, in that moment of being, right, being present with another human being, to offer to each other this gift, this birthright,
Right.
and to begin a process of awakening out of the dream state, and to claim our birthright, and to be affluent, and to be healthy, and to be creative, and to contribute. This is really what we're here to do, not this long suffering and pain. And BioTouch is offering us a gift of hope. It's a gift of hope for
Yeah.
us.
And it's easy to do. You just have to take those two fingers and lightly reach out and touch someone. Go to our website to learn how to just do the greeting. Download the first 10 pages of our training manual. Doesn't cost you anything. If you just did the greeting with another human being, you're
Yeah.
really beginning to practice affluency and sharing that affluency and getting somebody to do it with you. You know, relationship building. There's no finer wealth than
Mm,
in the world. I mean, we came here to be in relationship with people.
right.
I mean, I tried that thing of dropping out, and people go up into the mountains to meditate, and then they come back down into the cities and they have a nervous breakdown. Well,
Yeah,
what good has that
right.
done? I mean, I had a friend who used to do meditations, and he'd sit there and breathe, and then he'd open his eyes after 30 minutes and go, "Oh, I have the worst damn headache."
Whoa, that's funny.
So do whatever gyrations you want, but let's accept who we are now. I remember reading this wonderful philosopher. He said, self-awareness, waking up, is about being aware of yourself in a state of inattention, in a state of our sickness. You can't be aware of the whatever it is out there. You'll be aware of myself in this body with its
Yeah,
pains and its suffering and its worries. And you don't have to leave that, folks, to practice healing work.
right.
Take all of that and touch another person who's suffering. And it reminds me too of that statement when we say, "I love you."
Mm,
That love is what brings the I and the you together. And that love for us is that touch, that gentle touch to another human being. That brings the I and the you together in this journey, in this dance, in this show, in this story, whatever you want to call it. And it just helps us wake up to all these great things Bev was just talking about, this
yeah.
being that we
Well,
are.
and in that state that you were just talking about is where healing takes place.
Yep.
That's the beauty of it.
And we don't have to do anything. If we do, that's fine. You take your vitamins, you get the operation, you don't get the operation. BioTouch has really taught me, it doesn't matter. We are not all of those things. So I used to be
Right.
anti-medicine, anti-medical, anti-vaccine. I don't need to be anti anything anymore. Whatever you choose to do doesn't change who you are. It doesn't change our being, to be, not to be. We don't have to live in that anymore. Just
Nope.
touch somebody.
This is the great message that we have to wake up to. We got to claim that whole divine essence that we are now. Yeah.
And that's what BioTouch can do. It's very simple. We always want to make sure that we're teaching some of that too. And so you go to our website, justtouch.com, or you can go to biotouchhealing.com. Either one's going to take you to learning the points. Join us every week for Mondays with Bev and Paul. Pass it on to people. I mean, how many times do we send jokes around the internet? I mean, and memes. And I mean, if you see a post, check us out and just send it on to somebody, post it,
Right.
private message it to people. We just want people to start learning how to do it. So we have numerous opportunities for people to do that. And one of them is just showing some of those points here on the show. So we're going to just show you today how to do the shoulder set. That works for bursitis, frozen shoulders, all those kinds of things.
The shoulder set may be used to address conditions affecting the shoulders, such as general pain, arthritis, and bursitis. The shoulder set is performed in 3 distinct steps. Each step uses a different hold point in conjunction with a different sweep. All 3 sweeps end at E, which is at the tip of the shoulder. Step 1. Hold point 1, which is just below the tip of the shoulder. With the other hand, sweep along line 1A, beginning at the center of the neck at the base of the skull. Sweep down the neck to the top of the big bone, then turn and continue across the back of the muscle at the top of the shoulder, ending at E. Step 2. Hold point 2, which is located on the back of the shoulder, at the soft area just below the shoulder bone and directly above the armpit. It is approximately halfway between the top of the armpit and the top of the shoulder. With the other hand, sweep along line 2A, beginning at the center of the neck at the base of the skull. Sweep down the back directly on the spine to a point just above the bottom of the shoulder blade. Sweep up and across the shoulder blade, ending your sweep again at E. For step 3, hold point 3, which is located on the front of the shoulder, just below the shoulder bone, directly above the armpit. It is approximately halfway between the top of the armpit and the top of the shoulder. With the other hand, sweep along line 3A, beginning on the muscle behind and beneath the earlobe. Sweep down the neck and across the front of the muscle at the top of the shoulder, ending again at E. Although pain or distress may be felt in one shoulder, always perform this set on both shoulders.
Yes, sir. Both shoulders. Very simple. We had a doctor do that in his office when he first learned BioTouch, and he was just getting ready to write a script for an operation. He tried it on his patient. Within minutes, his patient was able to raise his arm fully.
I know. I've seen so many amazing things.
I just thought I'd tell you, Zagul's on. He said, "You are wonderful as always." He must be talking about you, but
he's
you
pretty
worked with
special
him.
himself.
Right.
Let me tell you.
So you hooked up with Zagul, right? He's a doctor in Egypt, and he's going to do one of our workshops, yeah?
Yes, in Dubai. In Dubai.
Dubai. Oh, not Egypt.
Yes,
right.
he's doing amazing work with children, and he is going to be one of our presenters in March.
Yeah, for autism. So good to see you, Zagul, and
yes,
Michelle's on with us. So we do have some classes coming up. The first one is our workshop that's coming up the fourth Thursday of this month. That'll be the 22nd. We're going to have Rondi Little. Oops, I put an H in there. Doesn't belong an H. And she's a licensed massage therapist and also dealing with her own diagnosis of breast cancer. Yep. So join us for that, 6 p.m. Arizona time, live stream. And again, you can get CE credits if you're a massage therapist, a doula, or a nurse. And you just got to let us know that that's what you want to do. And that following weekend, we are doing a practitioner training. One-day training. They're always really fun to do. It's only $48, $60 if you want to get 8 CE credits for massage therapists, nurses, and doulas. So, there's no better, easier way to learn BioTouch than to Zoom with us. I mean, the next one, we have somebody from Hawaii. What'd they say? Hawaii, San Diego,
San Antonio,
Tucson. So we're getting around the globe here. So join us and sign up for that on our website, justtouch.com, up there where it says Learn BioTouch. Well, Bev, that was interesting. So whether we're going to be or not to be,
that is the question
that
for the day.
That is the question. We love you all. Thank you for joining us. And thank you, Bev. It was nice hanging out with you again.
Yeah, you too, Paul. You guys, everybody have a wonderful week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I can feel the pain, sunshine or rain, so it's not caused by the weather, but it doesn't hurt that much after I feel your loving touch and we spend some time together. You take my pain away each and every day. You're an angel from heaven on high. Your butterfly touch helps me heal so much, and I get better as time goes by. You take my pain away. All my joints were sore, but not anymore. Since you touched me your special way, the way you touch makes me feel that your love is for real. And I feel fantastic all day. You take my pain away each and every day. You're an angel from heaven on high. Your butterfly touch helps me heal so much, and I get better as time goes by. You take my pain away. You touch me.